Good morning, dear students. Welcome you back to English language class. Today we'll discuss test paper 15. So let's discuss question number 5, which is based on grammar. First of all, 5A, which is based on passage completion, and you are tested on tenses. So you know very well, as you have been suggested, you must follow the steps which you have been given to do all type of questions. So first of all, here you are reading from beginning to end and come back to passage again, and while you are doing second reading, decide about the tense and then the correct form of the word given in bracket accordingly. So here this is 15. Zero number is given for you, that you know very well. Once I had the opportunity to witness the warm welcome that two American astronauts dash in Paris, in bracket give. Zero number is given, means were given. Thousands of people dash in front of their hotel, in bracket gathered. So thousands of people had gathered in front of their hotel. When, you know very well, two actions take place in past, the action which takes place first is expressed into past perfect tense, means had plus V3. So here the thousands of people had gathered. Had gathered. Okay. Number 2. When both of them came out, Armstrong stepped aside, dashed the barrier of policeman, in bracket break. So broke the barrier of policeman. Broke. Now number 3. Instead of dash to the waiting room, in bracket go. So instead of going to the waiting room, going to the waiting room, waiting car, not room, went straight to a person sitting on a wheelchair. The man was physically challenged and could not walk. Armstrong dashed him from the window of his room, in bracket notice. So Armstrong had noticed. Number 5. Then all of us dash, in bracket stand, there, saw something beautiful. So then all of us standing there. Okay? Standing there for something beautiful. That was, the astronaut began talking with that man as if they dash old friends, in bracket B, as if they were old friends. So they were. Number 7. A friend of mine who was with me at that moment said, "Is that not wonderful? The fastest man in the world with the slowest one." Then a question kept coming back to my mind. Which is more difficult? Dash, in bracket go to the moon, means to go to the moon, to go to the moon, or to show concern for a dash man, in bracket paralyzed. So for a paralyzed man. Paralyzed. Now B, 5B. This is complete. You have to hear complete sentences with either preposition or adverb. In general cases, but sometimes there may be some other word as well. But most of the cases there is either a preposition or adverb or an adverb. See here. First, So here you know very well the procedure. First of all, you have to see if it is phrasal verb, then remove the given main verb as well. Then fill in the blank with a simple suitable verb. Then think of the equivalent of phrasal verb. Okay. Since it began to rain heavily, the meeting was cancelled. Okay. Or ended. What is the phrasal verb for that? Beginning with called. So called off. Off. You know very well. Number 2. That is, the manager dash an explanation for his absence. So the manager demanded an explanation for his absence. What is the phrasal verb for demanded? Call for. You know very well demand. So called for. So for. Number 3. It would take dash too much time to do this project. This is fixed preposition, or your meaning is consume. Okay. So what is phrasal verb for that? Take up. Meaning of consume, right? Up only after take. So take up. Up. Number 4 here. My sister dissuaded me dash going abroad for study. So my sister convinced me not to do something. What is the phrasal verb for that? Dissuaded from doing something. So from. Dissuaded from. Number 5. It was a touching farewell. He started crying, became emotional and started crying in the middle of his speech. What is the phrasal verb for that? Beginning with break, that is break down. Means become emotional and start crying. So break down. Now number 6, that is look dash my children when I am aware. So take care. This is the meaning, you know very well. So look after. Look after. Now number 7, that is he was fascinated. That's the idea of becoming an engineer. So he was fascinated with the idea of becoming an examiner. Okay? Becoming an engineer, not examiner. So he was fascinated with the idea of becoming an engineer. You know, sometimes we use by also after fascinated. But what is the difference? Fascinated with something you can manipulate. You can rectify. Okay? But if you say fascinated by something, you cannot edit, you cannot manipulate. Suppose fascinated with car, means car can be repaired, car can be manipulated. So here, but you cannot say, but here if you say a newspaper article, so you can say fascinated by the newspaper article. Okay, because whatever is written, that is written, you cannot edit that newspaper article. So here it will be fascinated dash the idea of becoming an engineer. It can be changed, that idea can be changed. So here fascinated with. With. Number 8, that is the chairman will preside, this fixed preposition, to preside over something, so preside over the meeting. Over. Now let's come to C. Here you have to join the pair of given sentences, of course, without using either and, but or so. So first of all, here you have to identify the concept, then think the equivalent conjunction representing that concept. He waited a little, then the candidates were ready for the instructions. Okay. So he waited until the candidates were ready for the instructions. He waited until the candidates were ready for the instructions. Number 2, that is where shall we stay in the city? This is the problem. So where we shall stay in the city is the problem. Where we shall stay in the city is the problem. The problem. In other way, it also can be said, this is the problem where we shall stay in the city. This also can be said. Now number 4 or number 3 is here. He mightn't be sure about it. In that case, he would not agree to it. So unless he is sure about it, he would not agree to it. Unless he is sure about, he would not agree to it. Unless he is sure about, he cannot agree to it. Agree to means, agree to something means you accept. You accept some idea, proposal. Number 4. Lena liked the gift. James gave it to her. So Lena liked the gift given to her by James. Lena liked the gift given to her by James. Here another way also can be said, alternative way. Lena liked the gift which James gave it to her. Okay, which James gave to her. Now here D5D, this is rewrite sentences without changing meaning, but of course following instruction given in brackets. So here first example is given, but in examination example will not be given. Okay. Besides being wealthy, he is wise. Use not only but also. So he is not only wealthy but also wise. If you begin the sentence with not only, then not only is he wealthy but also wise. Now number 1, he is accustomed to have bed tea every morning. Use habit. So he is in habit of having bed tea every morning. Number 2, Anand always repays whatever he borrows. So begin Anand never. So Anand never fails to repay whatever he borrows. Number 3, Barun got a bad cough because he started smoking cigarettes. And bad cough. So if Varun had not started smoking cigarettes, he would not have got bad cough. Here we have used third conditional, you know very well. Number 4, as soon as the teacher entered the class, the students opened their books. Begin no sooner. So no sooner did the teacher enter the class. No sooner did the teacher enter the class than the students opened their books. Again here using inversion, you know very well. You start the sentence with no sooner here. You are using auxiliary verb before the subject. Now number 5, has Tina written to you? Use here. So have you heard from Tina? Next, why didn't I get a computer before? Thought the accountant. So the accountant wondered why he hadn't got a computer before. Number 7, the witness agreed to sign the document only after much persuasion. So only after much persuasion did the witness agree to sign the document. Now number 8 and last, as one grows older, one becomes wiser. So begin the older. So the older one grows, the wiser one becomes. Listen to this once more. The older one grows, the wiser one becomes. So well, dear students, I'll send the answer of this whatever you have studied today in WhatsApp group as well in PDF format. So hope you've enjoyed this session. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Ciao.